Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something pretty wild, the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. We're going to figure out how traders find the absolute best path through what looks like a totally chaotic digital marketplace.
Think about this. Every single day, we're talking billions of dollars zipping around on decentralized exchanges. And this isn't like one big stock market. Nope. It's this huge, sprawling web of digital trading posts, all running at the same time.
So what you get is this incredibly complicated maze of different exchanges and crypto assets. I mean, what you're seeing here is just a super simplified map. For any trader, this whole setup brings up one giant question. With all these choices, how in the world do you find the single best way to make a trade? How do you get the most out of your money and not get totally lost in a sea of bad rates and dead-end routes? All right, let's get into it. Okay, so before we can find the solution, we've got to understand the puzzle pieces, right? We need to look at the fundamental building blocks of this whole maze. Like, what even are these exchanges and how do they work? So these aren't like the New York Stock Exchange. There aren't order books and people yelling. Most of them are what's called a constant function market maker, or CFMM for short. The best way to think about it, it's like a really smart vending machine for money. It holds big pools of different currencies, and it uses a strict mathematical rule to decide whether to accept your trade or not. And here's the catch. Each of these vending machines can play by different rules. Some use a simple constant sum formula. Others, like Uniswap, which is a huge one, use a constant product rule. The big thing to get here is that each of these formulas creates a totally unique trading environment. The prices move differently, everything's different. So that brings us to the big, multi-billion-dollar question. How do you weave together trades across all these different CFMMs? I mean, they all have their own rules, their own little pots of money, their own fees. How do you find the one single best path for your trade? Honestly, if you tried to figure this out by hand, it would be an absolute nightmare. You'd be checking hundreds of exchanges, trying to guess how your trade would change the price on each one. It's basically impossible for a person to do this well. But, and this is the really cool part, here comes the breakthrough. Some brilliant researchers figured out that you can take this whole messy, chaotic puzzle and reframe it. You can turn it into a type of math problem that we actually know how to solve really, really well. It's a field called convex optimization. And the whole idea is, well, it's kind of beautiful. Imagine trying to find the lowest point in a simple, smooth bowl. There's only one bottom, right? And it's super easy to find. Convex optimization problems are like that for computers. They can find the one single, provably best answer, and they can do it super fast. So by turning this trading mess into a find the bottom of the bowl problem, they made the impossible possible. Okay, so now we have this amazing tool that can find the perfect path. What's one of the coolest things you can do with a superpower like that? Well, you can hunt for free money. There's a name for this. It's called arbitrage. It's basically when you spot tiny price differences between markets and make a series of trades that guarantees you end up with more money than you started with. It's a risk-free profit. And this math model, it's like a bloodhound for sniffing out these opportunities. Let's make this real. Check out this example straight from the research. This graph is showing us a trade from token 1 over to token 3. The line across the bottom, the horizontal one, that's how much of token 1 you're putting in. The line going up the side, the vertical one, is how much of token 3 you get back. And this is where it gets mind-blowing. Just look at the very beginning of the graph, where the input amount is 0. You put in 0 token 1, and look, the output is not 0. The model found a path where, without putting anything in, you can pull out over 7 units of token 3. That's it. That's pure arbitrage profit, found in an instant by the algorithm. Amazing. But it gets even smarter. See, the best route isn't just one static path. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. The optimal path actually morphs and changes based on the size of your trade. So on the left, that's the path for that free money arbitrage trade we just saw. See how it only uses 2 exchanges, numbers 4 and 5, to make that profitable loop? Now look to the right. As the trade gets bigger, the model sticks with those same 2 exchanges, but it cleverly tweaks how much of the trade goes through each one just to keep the best possible rate. But now, check out what happens when you go for a really big trade. To avoid causing a huge price swing on any single exchange, which would be bad for you, the optimal solution just lights up the whole network. It's brilliant. It splits the order across all 5 of those CFMMs in really complicated ways, all to squeeze out the absolute best result. So this is all incredibly powerful stuff, right? But you knew there had to be a but, didn't you? In the real world, there's a small but really important catch. Every single one of these trades has a tiny fixed cost, what people call a gas fee. And when you add those fixed costs into the equation, well, our nice simple bottom of the bowl problem suddenly gets a lot more complicated. It turns into something much, much harder for a computer to solve.
So what do you do? Well, you've got a choice. You can still tell the computer to find the absolute 100% perfect answer, but that might take too long for the crazy speed of live trading. The other option is to use faster methods. They're called heuristics that find a really good answer, like a 99.9% perfect answer, almost instantly. It's that classic trade-off you see everywhere. Do you want it perfect, or do you want it right now? So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Behind what looks like the total chaos of the DeFi Wild West, there's some seriously powerful and honestly beautiful math at work. It's bringing order, finding efficiency, and making this whole new financial world work better for everybody.
And that kind of leaves us with a final big question, doesn't it? If math can bring this much order to the chaos of finance, what other giant tangled systems in our world are just sitting there, waiting for their own optimal routing solution? Think about it. Supply chains, traffic, maybe even social networks. What else is just one brilliant equation away from being fixed?